So good morning, everyone who are all joined this Saturday on this Pune Tech Community part. So we are happy to host on that particular event, Demystifying Azure Form Recognizer Studio. So before starting, let me have some introduction about me. Okay. So I am Janarthanan Selvaraj. I am a technical manager, senior specialist at Atos. Okay. So, and I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer and a global speaker, blogger, researcher, open source contributor. Okay. So currently I'm holding a 14 plus multi-cloud certification on Azure, AWS, GCP, Aviatrix, and Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Anything related to Microsoft, Azure, or else AI, you can feel free to reach out to me on my LinkedIn. So I have given my LinkedIn link on this particular presentation. So let's begin our today's agenda. So what is the today's agenda is I'm going to explain the topic Azure Form Recognizer Studio. Okay. What are the new improvements of Azure Form Recognizer Studio and what are the new updates of Azure Form Recognizer Studio? So before we have something called as Azure Form Recognizer OCR testing tool, where you'll be able to extract the document only from four options, namely your invoice, receipt, and ID and business card. Okay. The same Microsoft Azure Form Recognizer Studio has leveraged and it got more improvement with more number of pre-built AI models. So let's see the pre-built AI models as well. And afterwards, so I'm going to explain how to tailor your document based upon the custom model as well. First of all, you know why we need this Azure Form Recognizer Studio. Okay. If you want to extract some data from different documents like a PDF, invoices, your business card, your identity document, usually people they will do manual work like copy paste the particular field and they will process the document accordingly, which has a lot of manual work. Using Azure Form Recognizer Studio, we're trying to eliminate that manual process and we are going to automate the entire process using this Azure Form Recognizer Studio. And this Azure Form Recognizer Studio is applied AI service. So when I say applied AI service, you can infuse your artificial intelligence app into your respective applications where most of the developers is easy to build their own intelligent document processing. That's what we used to call this application Azure Form Recognizer Studio as a applied AI services. So what I'm trying to extract information, I'm trying to extract any unstructured data, and I'm going to convert those unstructured data into a structured data format. That is the overall purpose of this Microsoft Azure Form Recognizer Studio. Okay. So this is the one I mentioned earlier. So in before part of this Azure Form Recognizer Studio, earlier days in the form OCR testing tool, we used to have only four type of improvement areas. One is on the invoice, one is on the receipt, the third one is on your business card, the last one is your ID. So you are not able to extract any data related to contract form, your vaccination card. So those are the new improvement areas where we'll able to embed that particular knowledge into Azure Form Recognizer Studio. If you notice this Azure Form Recognizer Studio, other than invoice, receipt, business card, identity document, there are some of the services which has been added to the new improvement areas. One is your W2 form. W2 form is wages form where you'll able to extract the US tax wages information also. And if you want to extract any employee details or employer details, that is also possible to extract those information. So other than that, your W2 form, we have contracts, we have health insurance card, vaccination card. These three items are still in the private preview menu. You need to sign up on the private preview menu and you can work on your respective use cases, which is there in the pre-built AI model. So as I mentioned earlier, the next one we'll be discussing is what are the different capabilities we'll able to extract using this pre-built AI model. So with the help of pre-built AI model, you can extract invoice related document as well. Using the invoice related documents, what are the information we can extract? We can extract invoice ID, invoice number, your invoice data, as well as your invoice amount, all your invoice related stuffs we can extract using the invoice document, which is a pre-built AI model. And in the receipt section, we can extract the merchant information, your customer related information, all your transaction related stuff we can extract from the receipt part, which is again a pre-built AI model. And in the business card information, we are trying to extract their employee names like first name, last name, company name, email ID, company related information from the business card. And finally, if you want to extract any identity related documents like passport, driving licenses, your voter ID, PAN card, Aadhaar card, if you want to extract it, we can go ahead with your identity related documents. And the new improvement or the new areas of this Azure Form Recognizer Studio, which is W2, which is your employee wage information. If you want to extract employer as well as employee related information with respect to your tax, we can proceed with the W2 wages. And the contract, health insurance card, the vaccination card, all these three related pre-built AI model is still in the private menu, a private preview menu. If you want to use in your, or else if you want to infuse this particular features in your application, you have to sign up on this three important pre-built AI models where you can infuse into your application. So that's what this complete Azure Form Recognizer Studio is applied AI services. When I say applied AI services, you're trying to infuse your application whenever it is necessary, we can plug and play. That's how the whole pre-built AI model, which is built on the top of your Azure Form Recognizer Studio. So let's see some of the hands-on related to your Azure Form Recognizer Studio based on the pre-built model. Okay. For the pre-built model, I'm not going to provide any custom related input. I'm going to use a existing related input, which is already available in your Azure Form Recognizer Studio. Let's proceed with how the invoice related stuff has been working. So in order to know more about the invoice related stuff, if you want to extract the information related to invoice number, invoice date, and what type of material you have purchased, let's try it out using this Azure Form Recognizer Studio. And just to click the button, try it out. You can notice the respective invoice related input is going to be appeared in this particular screen. So you might be wondering why initial time, why the resource group is not available. In the sense, as of now, I'm not created any resource group or any service on the Azure Form Recognizer Studio. First, you have to go to the Microsoft Azure portal. In the Microsoft Azure portal, first of all, we have to create a resource group. The actual purpose of this resource group, the resource group is a logical container where all your Azure resources are placed. When I say Azure resources, in our case, the Azure resource, which is the form recognizer. The form recognizer is an Azure service or Azure product, or else you can call it as Azure resource. So let's create a resource group first. Just click the resource group. I'm clicking the button plus. The moment I click the plus button, you have to provide the subscription related information. So since I'm having the MSDN platform subscription, I have chosen it. For example, you may have your subscription related to pay as you go subscription. If you're working in your company, you might be having the development subscription, dev subscription, your pre-prod subscription, your testing subscription. Since it is a development environment, I have chosen your development subscription. And in my case, I have chosen the MSDN platform subscription. So once the subscription has been chosen, we have to provide the resource group name. So let me provide the resource group name as the invoice RG. So invoice RG is a resource group. I have created it. And each and every resource group should be associated with one particular region. So I have chosen the region as US East to US. And hit the button review plus create. So once the validations started processed, you may able to create a resource group. I have created a resource group now. Then the next step is we need to create a form recognizer. The form recognizer service, we have to create it. Just type form recognizer. You may able to see the form recognizer service. Again, this form recognizer service is an applied AI service. And I say applied AI services. Whenever you want to infuse your application into your own application, you can make use of these applied AI services. Just click the button create. Again, the project related stuffs we can notice. One is the subscription, the second one is your resource group. So already I have created the resource group name as invoice RG. Just click this. And again, the form recognizer needs the region details. I have chosen East to US, and we have to provide the form recognizer name as well. So I'm going to provide the form recognizer name as invoice form reg. Invoice form rec is the invoice form rec is the name of the name I have provided under the form recognizer tool. Then we need to provide the pricing tier. So I'm providing the pricing tier as uh, free pricing tier. That's it. So what are the details I specified under the form recognizer? One is a subscription resource group, and we need to provide the form recognizer name and the pricing tier. Hit the button review plus create. The deployment is going to start. Before the deployment started, it will check whether this particular validation has passed successfully. And if you notice the validation has been passed successfully, we are getting that validation symbol as well. Just hit the button create. The moment you click the hit the create button, the deployment started and it is submitting the respective deployment. So in a minute or two, the deployment will become successful. Then accordingly, we will use this particular resource in the Form Recognizer Studio. And you can notice these Azure Form Recognizer Studio is again one of the cognitive services of your Microsoft Azure AI platform. Now you can notice the deployment is completed successfully. Now you click the button Form Recognizer Studio and you'll able to configure your resource in this Form Recognizer Studio. Okay. So there are two ways of accessing this Azure Form Recognizer Studio. One is by using the resource. Okay. When I say a resource, you can have your subscription, your resource group name, and your respective form recognizer service. That is one way to do this. What is the other way to do this? You can access this Azure Form Recognizer Studio resource by using this API endpoint and the key. So where can I find my API endpoint and the key? You go back to your Microsoft Azure platform, just go to the resource and you may able to notice there is an information called as keys and endpoint. Just click the button keys and endpoint and you may have two keys, key 1 and key 2. You can take any one of the key followed by the endpoint. Using this also, you'll be able to access your Azure Form Recognizer Studio. When I click this, you have to pass your endpoint, take the endpoint here, copy this, paste it in the endpoint, and you need the API key. Go back to your Form Recognizer, your Azure Studio, where you can have your key. Just copy this and paste it your key related information. And we have to check your checkbox because Any Microsoft Azure AI services you are using, you should be responsible enough to handle all PII. When I say PII, your personal identifiable information or else personal health related information, you have to agree the rules and regulations formed by the Microsoft Azure platform. So that's what we are checking this checkbox. So these are the two ways to access your resources under Microsoft Azure Form Recognizer Studio. So what I'm going to do now, instead of this API key and endpoint, I'm going to access this complete pre-built AI services with the help of resource. I'm selecting the subscription, the resource group, and I have taken the form recognizer name. Just hit the button continue. The moment it is validated, just click the button finish. You'll be able to see the pre-built invoices which is already trained. Okay. So there are pre-built invoices which is already available in different languages like in English language, Spanish language, German language, French language, Portuguese language, your Italian, Dutch. So all types of language support, your form recognizer able to extract as well as analyze the data. So right now, what I'm going to do, I am going to analyze the invoice related to English. Just click the button Analyze. The moment you started Analyze, it is going to extract the data related information. It could be a key value pair, or it could be a selection marks, or it could be a signature, or it could be a table. So whatever the details, it is going to extract the complete information. And if you notice in the right hand side, you may able to see the amount due, billing address, house number, road, postal code, city, state. All the demographics related information as well as transaction related information, which is extracted as a part of key value pair. And the complete key value pair, you'll able to store as a JSON format. And if you notice this particular layout, this is called as layout field, where you'll able to see the table related information. And if you want to infuse this particular application into your code, copy paste the code, you need to provide the key and endpoint. That's it. The rest of the stuff still you can infuse into your application. This is which related language? This is English related language. Similarly, I want to um, analyze the data based upon Spanish related language or based upon French related language. In French, we used to call it invoice as fracture. So fracture is your invoice related stuff, which is related to your French language. Just click the document, analyze. You may able to analyze the invoice related document, which is there in the French language. So what is the model which has been trained already? There is a unsupervised learning algorithm which is there in the machine learning part. So when I say unsupervised learning, this unsupervised learning, you know the input, but we don't know the output. When I say input, X is nothing but the independent variable. You know the X, but Y is unknown. Which is unknown is Y. When I say Y, your dependent variable is unknown. Okay. All your form recognizer studio uses your unsupervised learning and trying to extract the data from the unsupervised learning and turned into your supervised learning. Like what the relevant field or what type of relevant information you want to extract it, that particular relevancy will be given under your form recognizer studio. And if you notice that you may able to extract the customer address and the language which is written in French. This is a French language again, and all the French related language invoice document also you will able to process as part of this pre-built AI model. So one technique, one type of document I just explained it. Similarly, you might have the other pre-built model as well. So what are the other pre-built model other than this invoices? You may able to extract the merchant information, transaction date, transaction number, transaction ID, transaction date, all your transaction related stuffs when using your receipt. Is it possible you to analyze using the pre-built AI model? Answer is yes. Just try out this information. So let's do some receipt based information. I want to extract the address as well as your transaction description, product description, your subtotal and the tax related information from this receipt. Is it possible you to analyze? Just click the button analyze. The moment I click the button analyze, you may able to extract your transaction related stuffs, your merchant address, what are the number of items, your address, your city related information, merchant phone number, subtotal, total tax, your transaction related information, at what time the receipt has been generated, the transaction time as well. You may able to generate using this pre-built model. The again pre-built model, you might be wondering how I'm able to do all these stuffs, because we have already created the form recognizer service in the Azure portal, and also with the help of the resource, this form recognizer portal, plus your subscription ID, you may able to access it. That is one way to do that. What is the other way to do that? You may able to access with the help of your keys and endpoint. Using those basic information, you may able to extract the receipt related document, invoice related document. You may able to process it. Similar manner, is it possible you to extract any business card related information like your name, job title, your email address, company name, your company logo? Is it possible you to extract it? Answer is yes. That is also there in the pre-built model. Just try it out. This is your one of the business card. I want to extract the employee name, the job title, the department, the email ID, the office URL. How to analyze it? Just click the button analyze. You may able to extract these information from the business card as well. So you can notice the business related card information, address, phone number, your company name, your telephone number, mobile number, first name, last name, fax number, job title. That is again a pre-built AI model. Again in the pre-built AI model, the other part is how to extract the identity documents like voter ID, your PAN card, your driving license, your passport related identity document. Is it possible you to extract it? That is also possible. So they have given the sample like your license card, your passport, your green card, your social security number. Is it possible you to extract the country of birth, date of birth, what type of gender, what is the surname, given name, what type of card, whether it is going to expire, and since when he is having the permanent green card, that resident number also you may able to extract using the business card information. I just analyze it. You may able to extract the business other than business document using identity card also you can extract the related information. So these four features are already there in your old OCR tool itself. What is the new feature which is added is your W2 wage form. Okay, if I want to extract employee employer related information with respect to tax, is that possible you to extract it? Answer is yes. I want to extract the employer information, employee information, your tax related information, your wage related information. With the help of this pre-built model, you can analyze it. I just click the button analyze. You can see the employee related information, employer related information, your tax related information, your demographics related information, as well as your wage related information, your SSN withheld, SSN with SSN tax withheld, social security tips, all your wage related information is possible to extract with the help of new form recognizer studio, which is not there in the earlier model. Earlier model will able to extract only invoice, receipt, business card, and ID. But the new Azure Form Recognizer Studio, you may able to extract the new set of features as well. The contract form, health insurance, your vaccination card. If you want to infuse this particular features into your application, you have to sign up and you need to get the permission from the Microsoft. Then you can embed these features in your application. Okay. So as of now, we have discussed the pre-built AI model capabilities. Next, we'll move on to the custom models. So if you notice this custom model, other than the previous document, you want to tailor your requirement into this form recognizer studio. Is it possible you to do it? Answer is yes. The custom model allows you to train the document with the help of the machine learning algorithms. And there are two types of custom model. One is the template model. The second model says that neural model. With the help of these two model, you can do your tailoring your requirements for the custom based model. So what is the benefit or what are the, how do you leverage features of this template model versus neural model? If you know the template model versus this neural model, so under template model, what type of document structure you may able to use or you may able to infuse? One is on the form related part or any structured document. If you want to infuse into your application, you can go for your template based model, because the overall training time for this template related model is just 5 minutes. Okay, so it will take to train any type of document is overall time taken as 5 minutes. So what type of data you may able to extract when you use template based model? When you use template based model, few of the information you may able to extract. Number one, table related information, the key value pair, the selection marks, the last one is signature. For example, in your PAN card and all, we used to keep our signature. If I want to extract or deduct the signature based system, then which model you would like to prefer? In the sense template based model you have to prefer when you do custom model. Why template based model is more famous or more preferred when you compare with the help of your neural model? In the sense, one is the signature marks, your selection marks as well as signature is available in our template model. In multiple languages it got supported by the template model. But when you go for the neural model, the training time is more, as well as only the English language only is supported, not multiple languages. Only English is supported. And the data extraction part, the signature we cannot train under our neural model. So those are the major pitfalls available in the neural model. In the neural model, one is the training time is huge. It's like a 1 hour it is going to train. And what is the only one language which has been supported under neural model is English. And the other part, if you notice that with respect to data extraction, you may able to extract table, you may able to extract key value pair, selection marks, but there is no signature. But the beauty of this neural model, one is you may able to process even unstructured data as well as semi-structured data, which is not there in the custom template model. Like each and every model, whenever you're trying to infuse in your application, it has own advantages as well as disadvantages. If your customer is expecting some unstructured data, even though the training time is huge, you have to prefer which model only? In the sense neural model. As of now, the improvement area for this neural model is it is only trained on English. In future, some of the improvements will be added with respect to your Azure Form Recognizer Studio for the neural model as well. So in order, without any delay, we will see some how to do some hands-on related to the custom model. So for this, let me go through one by one. The overall flow I will explain under the custom model training. So under the custom model training, if you notice, first I have to take some 5 documents. I need to store it under one storage. So whenever you need a storage, obviously we need one container to store all your documents. All the document format could be a PDF. So what I'm going to do, the first one, I'm going to create one storage account. Let's create one storage account. Just hit the button create. Again, in the storage account, we have to give the subscription. So subscription has been chosen already. In this case, we have to choose a dev subscription. Choose it. And I have taken the resource group already. If you want, you can create a new resource group as well. Then you can notice that something called as in the instance details, we have to provide the storage account name. So I'm providing the storage account name as invoice storage. Invoice storage form 1. And I have given the region as US East to US. And you can choose what type of tier you want. I am chosen that standard tier. And I used the geo redundant storage because when there is a failure, you have a backup server. So that's what I have chosen the GRS storage. Just hit the button review. Once the validation is passed, you may able to create a new storage account. So validation passed, hit the button create. The storage account started deploying. First, what we have done? So we have created a storage account, right? Let's create a. So I have created a storage account. So after storage account, we need to store our files, right? So let me store the files. So in order to store a file, we need to create which one? Container. Okay, so we need to create a container, right? Let's create a container. Let's take some container. Assume this is your container. Okay. So under this container, we need to upload how many files for training the document?
5.
So whenever any files you train it, minimum number of documents you require is 5.
5.
Okay. So 5 documents it is required. Let's do something. So I have 5 documents. So this is the 5 documents. So you have a storage and you have created a container. Under a container, you have 5 documents available. So immediately you will use which service? The Form Recognizer Studio. The Form Recognizer already you have created, right? Did you create a Form Recognizer or not? Already, what is the Form Recognizer name?
Is
Invoice Form Recognizer 1. Okay. So invoice form recognizer one is a form recognizer. Okay. So let's do some invoice. So let's say consider this is your invoice. Okay. Now this is your invoice, and this invoice we need to start using the Form Recognizer Studio. Okay, so let's use the Form Recognizer Studio. So how many documents you have stored, uploaded?
5.
5 documents you have uploaded. Okay, and those 5 documents along with your Form Recognizer Studio will be appeared under in which window? Will be appeared in which window? The Azure Form Recognizer Studio window. Okay. And instead of your pre-built model, which model I'm going to use it?
Template model.
Template model. So which is a template model is again which model?
Custom model.
Custom model. Because you are going to tailor your own requirement. I'm going to tailor my own requirement, right? So you will immediately use from this. What are the next step I'm going to use? The template based, correct? Template based or not? Yes, we will be
Yes.
using the template based model. And you have started labeled it. Okay, you have already labeled it. Need some template. Let us start just a second. I've taken this. Then finally you can train it. This is how the flow is going on, right? So let's do the same flow. So now what is the first one we have already created? We created storage, correct? Storage is created or not?
Yes.
Storage is done. So once storage is created, we have to create a container, right? Just click the button container. I'm creating a container, let's say invoice container. Invoice container. Then after creating invoice container, we need to upload the file. Click the invoice container, upload. I'm uploading the invoices. So 5 documents I have uploaded it. Invoice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. After this, your first step is over. This is done, right? What is done? Your storage, you created container, you uploaded, and you created Form Recognizer Studio. Then you go to the Form Recognizer Studio window. So just a second. And the Form Recognizer Studio, right? So under this Form Recognizer Studio, we are going to create a model called a custom model. Just create new. So you can notice there are 2 types of model. One is template based, the other one is neural model. So we are going to use which one?
Template.
Template. Create a project. I'm creating a new project. Let's say invoice project. Continue. Choose the subscription. Choose your resource group. You have to provide the Form Recognizer Studio name, Form Recognizer name. Continue. For training data source, use subscription, resource group, your storage account. What is storage account? So before this, one important step you have to do, because you need to access the storage, right? Whenever you want to access storage inside your Form Recognizer Studio, you have to enable resource sharing. Resource sharing is cross. Okay, just click this. You can have something called as cross. Because what is your storage account name?
Invoice form.
Invoice storage form one. Just click the resource sharing. In the resource sharing, you have to allow all your resources and all HTTP methods I'm going to allow. And all the headers, all the exposed headers, you give the maximum age. So give this. If you're not allowing this, you may not able to access your data inside your Form Recognizer Studio. This is done. Once this is done, you go back again, create a project. Now you may able to access invoice project, continue, subscription, resource group, your continue, again resource group, storage account, your blob container, your path is root path slash continue, create. Now up to which step has been done? We done up to loading, and all the 5 document is going to be appeared in the which window. Now we have started doing labeling part, labeling and tagging. So let's do labeling and tagging. All the 5 documents are available or not?
Yes.
Yes,
So
it's
once it is
available.
available, let's do tagging. Okay, what I do now, let's write something, a field. Let's say company name. So let's tag it. Similarly, I'm going to add something, charges. Okay, create a field, charge. Let's. So how many things I have added from the first document? One is company
Two.
name
I
and
already know.
charges.
Charges.
Similarly, for the second document, the same thing I'll do, company name and charges. Let me tag it.
Just label.
Company name, charges. Similarly, for the third document, let me do the same thing. Company name, charge. For the fourth document. So minimum number of training part, we have to train like 5 documents. Minimum, that is bare minimum. Similarly, for invoice 5. So 5 documents, labeling is done as well as tagging is done. Then the next step is just click the button train. The moment you do train, it will ask for 2 important fields. One is model ID and your build mode. So model ID, you can give any model ID. So I'm giving the model as invoice model 1. And the build mode I have given as template or neural. Which model I'm training now? Yes, template, because it supports multiple languages. Just click template. Now training the model is started. Go to the model. Now you can see the model is succeeded. You can notice the status as succeeded. Once the model is succeeded, let's test the model. Okay. But there are 2 ways to for testing. One is either you can browse the file or else you can fetch it from the URL. Let's browse the file. For testing, taken a document, let's say invoice 6. So I need company name and I need charges. Analyze this. You may be able to see the company name as well as charges for testing the data as well. Are you able to see the company name and charges?
Yes,
And
Yes,
sir.
Janak.
the complete data will be stored in the format of JSON, and you may have your code as well. If you want to infuse this complete application into your code, you can use this code. From this code, you have to add your endpoint and URL for using in your application. Similarly, let me test one more file as well. You can notice this. You can see company name and charges. So two best practices I want to suggest. So that's all about our custom model training. Because in the custom model training, we are taking the structured data. For any neural data like semi-structured data, unstructured data, if you want to train, you can go for the neural model. But the training time it will take is 1 hour. So which is the most preferred model is based upon the use case, it will be varied. Suppose if the customer is providing some unstructured data, will you able to train on the template model? No, right? You'll be preferring which model in that case? Neural model. And in the neural model, currently it is supporting which language alone is only English language is supporting. In future, there will be some improvement, some changes will be happen to the neural model as well. And one important best practices I want to suggest is whenever you do any pricing part, please prefer the pricing thing inside your Microsoft Azure Form Recognizer Studio as well. For this, let me do this. For anything, you can check the pricing as well. You can have like which region, what is the cost, the complete pricing related information will be available when you go for the pricing related documents. So per month charge, per hour charge, how many pages it is charged, the complete information is available for your pricing details. And second best practice is once this model is done and no more you're not using the model, my recommendation is go to the resource group and delete the complete resource group. When the moment you delete the resource group, under this resource group, you have a storage account, you have a form recognizer, you have the container, everything will be deleted. So those two are the best practices you have to follow for any of the services which you use. And with this, I would like to thank Nandeep Nachans for providing me an opportunity to present my topic on this Pune Tech community. Over to Nandeep for the question and Q&A.